Welcome in, baseball fans. We have a special treat for you tonight. We're going to be previewing this week's regional semifinal between Calvary Christian out of Tampa and North Broward Prep out of Broward County. So what we have Coach Greg Olsen with us from Calvary Christian and Brian Campbell from North Broward Prep. Guys, welcome in.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. Greg, let's start with you. So you guys traveled over today. Talk a little bit about the season that you guys have had. You only have 3 losses on the year, and you're playing real well. So talk a little bit about how you see the season so far.
Overall, I think it's been a great season for us. I'm sure Coach Campbell would say the same thing as far as coaching at the high school level and just the ups and downs. That you go through with your teams, whether you're winning games or whether you come up short. I'm just a firm believer of you gotta keep learning, and sometimes you can overlook that when you win some games, and you can really focus on what you need to work on when you get beat. But I think our team has gone through sort of the ups and downs a little bit, and hopefully we just keep playing better.
Coach Campbell, for you guys, obviously you're coming off a state title. Talk a little bit about your process this year with your team. You got a lot of new guys in the lineup this year, so talk about it.
No, absolutely. Yeah. We lost, 7 starters off a team last year that basically went to the state championship game 4 years in a row. Got beat by Calvary in 23. But, for us, we're a very young team. I mean, we've got a couple older pieces in there, but for the main core of our team are young guys that haven't played a lot of varsity baseball until this year. So it took us a little bit to get our footing and for those guys to get up to speed. And I feel like they're doing a good job, but still they're young. So, you never know what you're going to get sometimes, but I'm very, very proud of the progress that those young guys have made this year. And they've done a great job of grinding through and they were never the guys that were getting called on. Now they are, and they've answered the bell, man. It took them a minute, but they're doing a really good job. So I'm super proud of them.
So the format itself, the 2 out of 3, the ranking system, a lot of the coaches weren't sure what to expect out of it. There's a lot of opinions out there all year about how it was going to play out. Now we're a week into it, and the feedback I'm getting, at least, is that it's working. The teams are liking it. The players are liking it. The fans are liking it. And even with the ranking system, if you look down all the classifications, most of the top teams advanced. So we could even look at the rankings and say, the state's doing a pretty good job now of trying to get the best teams playing at the end. Let's talk a little bit about the continuity of having the same games, the same days every week for 3 weeks straight. We're going Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 3 weeks straight. How do you guys prepare for that, and how do you like it as coaches? Greg, you could start.
Sure. I mean, I love it. I've been a big supporter of the change to go best 2 out of 3. I was hoping, and as a group of coaches, we were hoping to get to expand our regular season schedule to 28 games, and that fell a little bit short. But I think it's a great change, and our opening series was tough and exciting. So I think it's added a new flavor to the playoff format, and it's something that the players are have really looked forward to, and as a staff, just the challenge of trying to win a series and to map out mainly pitching, but there's some moves that we'll need to play within our lineups that could have an impact, and yeah, we just hope to get it right. And I think this first year in this setup, we just keep learning. We learn when to bring guys in, and learn when to bridge those middle to late innings, and it's just something that I think we continue to build on series to series. But overall, I think it's a huge win. If you look at all the states that are warm weather states, it's crazy to me is they all, have in the past and probably still play a few more games, but they all play way more baseball than the state of Florida did. And, for the most part, they all had the best of three series. And, from a coach's perspective, I was always, I guess, jealous of that. You look at teams in Georgia and Alabama and Mississippi, and they're playing 35, 40 games, and we were at 25, and then the one game at a time. So I think it's a great change. I think just like anything, you have to. Look at the details as you go, and learn from it. And I'm sure there's some tweaks to be made to kind of make everybody happy, so to speak. But I think it was a big deal that we got this started.
And Brian, talk a little bit about the strategy, because in past years it was roll your best out there and prepare for one game, and then you're on to the next one next week or later in the week. How much different is it now, and how much more do coaches have a say in what happens in these series? Because you have to watch pitch counts, you have to watch guys that maybe can come back a couple days later, and some of the other strategy involved in preparing for a whole series. So talk a little bit about it from your end.
No, there's definitely strategy there, but at the end of the day, you're trying to win one game at a time. And I'm sure Coach Olsen would agree with that.
Yeah.
And if I have to empty the tank and win a game and figure out the next day, I'll do it, But at the same time, even before, our regional tournament might be Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday.
Right.
So you're still working them on pitch counts for your number one guy anyway. Now you just need to be a little deeper to win 2 out of 3. So look, I was in favor of it. I was in favor of more games as well. I'm from Kentucky, and in Kentucky high school baseball, it's cold up there, and they're playing 35, 38 games in a season. And when we're playing, what we're playing. So, as far as the format goes, I'm totally great with it. Happy with it. Obviously it's going to benefit you if you're deeper on the mound. And if you're not, then, you're going to have to be strategic with it. But for us, like I said, I'm going to try to win a game at a time. And then when that game's over, figure out the next game. Cause it's been a challenge for sure. We played 2 1-run games in our first round. American Heritage Delray, I thought they were way better than the 7 seed. We got a really tough draw there. But we were able to pull those out. So yeah, it's, at the end of the day, with the format, the best teams are going to move on, and that's what the state wants, and that's what all the coaches want too.
Yeah. Let's talk about a little bit about this specific matchup, because we're used to seeing these type matchups in the regional finals, in the state tournament. You guys got stuck with each other in the second round here in the semifinals, and it's certainly probably one of the top 3 series that are going to be followed this week, just because of the history involved with both of your programs, the amount of success. A credit to both of you, the programs that you've built. You both have coaches around the state where you can get information about each other. You both have played each other in state games. So talk about the excitement of having this type of a matchup in the regional semifinals. Coach Olsen?
Well, it's exciting, and it's tough. This will be a hard series to win. I appreciate Coach Campbell and his staff. They've reached out as far as the format, and the timing of the game and everything that leads up to that. They have been great to work with. And I said it in an email to Brian last week, and I really mean it. I think it's really hard to win regional games. Let's just start there. And then I think it's, really hard to win a state championship, no matter how much talent you have. I think it's very tough. And you look at, what Coach Campbell and his staff have done. Winning 4 out of the past 5, right? And that's
3 of the last 4.
3 out of the last 4. I think it just seems 4 out of the last 5. But I mean, to be able to do that, to even reach the state tournament, 4 consecutive times in Fort Myers, and let alone win it, it's a testament to what they're doing, and like I said, it's really, really hard to get there. So for us, this is a huge challenge. We need to be fully ready to go, and we'll find that out tomorrow, and hopefully get off on a good start.
And Brian, from your point of view, I mean, the winner of this is probably going to be the favorite to win it all. So having this early in the tournament, talk about it.
Well, first off, Coach Olsen sandbagging, because his program is very, very good too, and has been for a really, really long time under his leadership. And I respect that very, very much. So thank you for the kind words, but even more back at you. I respect the job you've done. But look, our region and Class 3A, Region 3 is probably one of the toughest regions in the state. Bishop Verot is still sitting over there on the other side of the state waiting probably the winner of this series too. So let's not make any mistakes. Yes, this series is going to be tough. Coach Olsen has a great, talented team that's very well coached, and both of us are going to do our best to try to win this series. But we're far from the finish line for either one of us that wins it, because you still got the series against the number 1 seed in the region. And then try to go win 2 games in Fort Myers, probably against a South Walton team that has, a ton of talent too. We are so far from the finish line. It's unbelievable, but this is going to be, look, we embrace the challenge. We welcome it. We respect Calvary Christian, and we look forward to playing this series. And it just as I'm sure they would say the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's going to be a fun one, guys. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I know all the fans out there are looking forward to it. Coaches, everybody around the state's looking forward to it. So I know you guys are going to both go out there, and your programs are going to put on a good show. I thank you both for coming on. I mean, you've both been great friends to HSBN through the years, and hopefully I'll be talking to one of you guys at the end of the week again.
Well, you can talk to us both. And Greg, if you guys are in town, if you need some places to eat or something, let me know. I'll let you know where to go.
Well, sounds good. It's bound to happen, and I appreciate your time and the opportunity to join you guys. And Brian, I'm sorry it had to be at 9:30, but
it's past my bedtime. I'm looking forward to it.
Get everybody checked in and get people food, and just takes time. So I apologize for keeping you guys.
No, of course, all good, man. And welcome to South Florida. We're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
All right, Coach. Thanks.
Yeah.
Have a good one, guys.
Thank you.